The junior senator from Alabama.
Thank you, Madam President. During a recent Senate Armed Services Committee hearing, I asked the Secretary of Defense what I thought was a simple question. As the leader of the Department of Defense, was he against dishonorable discharges for members of the military who decided not to get the COVID vaccine? He hem-hawed around, but he never answered my question. But to me, it's simple. The answer should be, we will not dishonorably discharge those who serve honorably. Our country is defended by the bravest men and women in the world. Each raised their hands and pledged their lives to defend our nation and our way of life. Our service members stand the watch while we go to work. We spend time with our families and enjoy freedoms they vow to protect. When COVID broke out, our military was there for the American military members and was also mobilized in all 50 states to serve as nurses, doctors at hospitals. They drove ambulances, set up food banks, they delivered critical supplies, and they worked to keep order. But how does the President thank them for their service? A dishonorable discharge for deciding not to take the vaccine. That's ridiculous. Receiving a dishonorable discharge means they lose all their veterans' benefits and their pension. And in some states, it's on par with a felony conviction. That means they lose their ability to vote or to carry a gun, not to mention what it does to their ability to find a new job. A dishonorable discharge is and should continue to be handed down for only the most reprehensible conduct in the military. Now, I'm for the vaccine. I've taken it, my family's taken it, and I continue to encourage others to talk about it and talk to their doctor about it. I also respect the chain of command. I know how important it is for soldiers to follow orders. But this vaccine is still new, and I'm sure the Department of Defense can look at other ways to manage our force rather than put a stain on the reputations of the men and women who wanted to serve and have served their country. Which brings me to another point about the impact of the Biden administration's vaccine mandates. When President Biden made his sweeping vaccine mandates, he did so with hubris or excessive confidence that Americans would just support the policy simply because it was confident that the administration had implemented it. But the mandates are short-sighted and they're ill-conceived, and they threaten our national security. Here's how. First, it creates a false choice for our defense contractors. They are forced to choose between coming to their job and working to support our military or taking a new vaccine that they don't want. Their decision should be between their doctor and their patient. Second, it puts the important and critical performance of our defensive industry in jeopardy. Alabama alone is home to 5,000 defense contractors. When these firms are unable to perform, our country is at risk. And third, the guidance for compliance has changed with little or no warning. This moving of regulatory goalposts creates uncertainty and drives up compliance costs, especially for smaller firms that lack large HR departments. So last week, I called on the Senate Armed Services Committee Chairman Jack Reed to schedule a hearing on this issue. I want to hear straight from the small business owners who are struggling to figure out how to comply. We need to know just how disruptions and how disruptive in their ability to complete their work may impact the defense supply chain. I also want to hear from expert witnesses within the Department of Defense. We need to have a full picture of the current state of the vaccine compliance. If the Senate were to take action on a solution, it is critical that we have all the facts. I also sent a letter to the President urging him to reverse course on his federal contractor vaccine mandate. On Monday, the White House backed down from their arbitrary deadline of December the 8th with the announcement of new flexibilities in their guidance. While this step is in the right direction, they haven't gone far enough. The vaccine mandate is still a compliance burden on small contractors, no matter how flexible the White House tries to make them. Our workforce will be unnecessarily impacted, and our national security will still be at risk. So I'd encourage the White House to focus on protecting American liberties, while pursuing a holistic strategy to combat COVID. It's time that President Biden recognizes that mandates are not the answer. Frank conversations between doctors and patients are the answer. I yield the floor.
The senator from Utah.